Hello learners, I Dr. Anand Vardhan, a faculty at the School of Heritage Research and Management, Ambedkar University, welcome all of you. We will discuss museums' origin, history and contemporary trends. Today I am going to elaborate museum, a collection oriented organization, what is its history and significance as a cultural institution. The objective of this discourse is as follows: how the museums developed historically, I mean what is the process of the evolution of museums in the world. Secondly, we will discuss the variety of museums and their roles in society. We will also discuss the different factors determining the acquisition of museum objects and the relationship between museum and tourism. As I have quoted, museum is a collection oriented organization that offers to the public visual information on art, culture and scientific achievements made by the humankind. It is etymologically a word of Greek origin that signifies a temple of Muses, perceptually goddesses of learning and literature. Friends, in ancient world, however, there was no museum for public viewing as we have today. All museums that exist in the contemporary society are of post-Renaissance period. Their role in heritage, education is well known. Therefore, today there are important source of tourist attraction, objects and artifacts revealing the genesis of a country, its cultural extent, landmarks of its industrial and technological development, etc., are housed in museums. Now, the concepts in museology have emphasized the social responsibilities of museums towards educating and entertaining the public. All over the world, the number of museums as well as the number of the people visiting them have gone substantially. The attraction of the museum for the public has remarkably increased. It is therefore necessary for everyone involved in promoting tourism in the country to know about the museums. In another video, you were familiarized with the role of guide in the museum through the case study of some important museums like Prince of Wales Museum, Mumbai. I would like to tell you about various aspects of museums and its roles and responsibilities towards the society in general and towards the promotion of tourism in particular. Firstly, we will discuss the historical account that makes clear that how museums evolved as knowledge institutions in the world. Since ancient times, museum-like institutions have been part of the social life of humankind. Although the concept of modern museum as primarily a collection and exhibition center for antiquities, artifacts and other historical and cultural objects has developed in Europe, Institutions with some resemblance to them have been found in India too. In this section, we will discuss the historical progression of museums in the Western world, mainly taking Europe and United States of America into account. Then we will discuss the development of museums in India as well. So let us discuss the development of museums in the Western world. As far as historicity of museums is concerned, it is believed that earliest organized museum was established at Alexandria in Egypt in about 3rd century BC by Ptolemy, a ruler of Egypt in the post-Alexander era. But it was more like a university than a collection house of artifacts. It was a state-supported institution and was a place for advanced study of the ancient world. It was functional for about 6th century when it was destroyed during the civil war disturbances. For a long time after this, no proper museum development took place. In the 14th century, the period immediately preceding the Renaissance in Europe, there was a revival in the interest for museums. The reason was that Renaissance was guided by the spirit of revival of the glorious ancient past of Rome and Greek. In the 15th century, somehow the term museum was used to describe the collections of the Medici family in Florence, in Italy. At that time, the re-emergence of the museums as institution of human enlightenment coincided with the vigorous developments in the fields of arts, science and humanities. Even during the Renaissance period, the museums were not open to the public. In fact, they were more of private collections of artifacts. The first public museum was opened in Oxford in 1683, using the collection of Mr. Elias Ashmole. It was followed by a grand museum we call today it the British Museum. The British Museum was established in 1753. The admission to these museums, however, was very limited. It was opened only to a few selected individuals every day. In France also, the Louvre Museum, which was a grand museum, it allowed only limited persons in a day. Louvre Museum, until French Revolution in 1789, was not open to the public. I mean, it was after the great French Revolution in 1789 that museum was opened for the public. Therefore, it took about 2 centuries for the private museum to be transformed into a public museum. Moreover, the gradual handing over of the private collections of public use is generally considered to be a European concept of museum. In the United States, the development of museum is comparatively recent. The museum therefore started with the idea of public service and education from the very beginning. In America, majority of museums were established by philosophical and scientific societies. This was the reason they intended to cultivate awareness among people and bring a desirable change in human society. Charleston Library Society of Carolina in USA was established in 1773. From then on up to the establishment of the National Museum in 1846, the museum development in the US was remarkably a public affair. Friends, after Europe and America, we will try to understand how museums as cultural and social institutions evolved in our country. Various methods evolved in our country in historic past to preserve our valuable heritages. In ancient India, there were painting galleries called Chitrashala and Chitravithi. We also find reference of Chitragar in our ancient literature. During the medieval period, Indian kings and nobles had very impressive and opulent private collections. The beginning of the first modern museum in India can be traced back to the year 1796, as the Asiatic Society of Bengal, established in 1784, decided to start a museum in Kolkata. The plan, however, did not succeed, and it was only in 1814 that the society, named Asiatic Society of Bengal, established a proper museum within its premises. It had two divisions, the first dealing with archaeology, ethnology and technology, and the second dealt with zoology and zoology. By 1857, there were 12 various types of museums in India. I would like to tell you that in terms of development of museums in Asia, India was definitely a leader. By 1936, the number of museums in India was around 100, and it was, of course, a very significant development. The most important development was the establishment of the National Museum in Delhi in 1949. By 1995, the number of museums in India increased up to 360. Presently, we have around 700 museums in our country. We are supposed to discuss how the development took place and in what way museums have evolved. The museums, as we know them today, emerged during Renaissance period. It has been well explained. However, in the age of enlightenment in Europe, there was another era of museum movement. Initially, mainly, museums served the function of storing objects of artistic and scientific interest. This was the first phase that started from 14th century and it ended around the 17th century. In the second phase, which is significant in terms of grand collections, we can mention the various span of time which extended from 18th to 19th century. In this period, many of the museums were taken over by the state, which turned them and transformed them into public institutions. The effort was to project the glory of newly industrialized nations and also to eulogize the expanding imperial powers of Europe. During the third phase in the 20th century, the museums assumed an advanced educational role in the larger part of the world. Though the selection of objects, their arrangements and exhibitions, the museums endeavored to educate public about their history, culture and very importantly, scientific and technological development made by the humankind. So we can say the objective of museum gradually changed, and in 20th century museums became by and large education oriented. Recently, since 1970s, with the onset of the phenomenon of mass tourism, the orientation of the museums have changed. They are now more concerned about heritage tourism and income generation. Their educational role has declined somewhat in favor of generating more finances. The move has increasingly been towards more egalitarian approach in terms of presentation. The public has become a major factor now, and the museums are endeavoring more and more to cater to the needs of the public. We will discuss now the different categories of museum, I mean types of museums. The International Council of Museum, called ICOM, defines museum as a non-profit making permanent institution in the service of society and of its development and open to the public, which acquires, conserves, researches, communicates and exhibits for the purpose of study, education, employment, material evidences of man and his environment. It is a very prolific and broad definition of museum. Apart from museums, the other institutions which conform to these definitions are conservation institutes and exhibition galleries that permanently maintain some sort of exhibitions. We can also include in this list display oriented archives and libraries, natural, archaeological and ethnographically significant monuments and sites. For example, historical monuments and sites, they function like museums in many ways. Institutions displaying live specimens such as botanic and zoological gardens, aquaria, vivaria, etc. are also sometimes considered as museums. Some scholars preferably call them paramuseums. Nature reserves, science center and planetariums also come within the purview of museums. Friends, museums can be categorized in different ways on the basis of grants they receive and the way government and private agencies exercise their control over it. For example, central government museums, National Museum of Delhi is an adequate example of centrally governed museum in India. We have a state museum such as Odisha State Museum Bhubaneswar, Assam State Museum Guwahati, Bihar Museum at Patna. Then we have university and college museums, also school museums such as Folklore Museum of University of Mysore, Bharat Kala Bhavan of BHU Varanasi. We have private museums also in great number, such as Maharaja Savai Madho Singh Museum, Jaipur, and Birla Academy of Art, Kolkata. Museums can also be classified on the basis of nature of their collections. On that basis, we can call a museum with multiple collections as general museums. Most of the museums come under this category. Their collections include articles of various types, ranging from ancient to modern period, encompassing sculptures, paintings, jewelry, pottery, technological implements, etc. They have something or the other for almost everyone, some significant pieces of art. Some important museums of this category in our country are National Museum, New Delhi. This museum possesses a very large collection of objects, which includes sculptures of terracotta and bronze in great number, apart from pottery and jewelry from Harappan, Mauryan and Gupta period, sculptures, manuscripts, paintings from medieval period, and collection from Central Asia and pre-Columbian America. They are also part of National Museum collection. It is a grand museum of our nation, where a large collection of textile, jewelry, coins from different ages in different regions of India can be seen. In this category, as I have quoted, these are general museums. Another museum which I would like to discuss is the Prince of Wales Museum, that is now called Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya. We have in this museum wonderful collection of sculptures, painting, textiles, natural history objects from various periods of Indian history. We have another very important museum in our country, which is one of the richest museums in terms of collection. It is Indian Museum, Kolkata. Its most notable collections are 2nd century BC railings containing Buddhist sculptures from Bharhut in Madhya Pradesh. Apart from these railings, it has a collection of textile and different kinds of zoological and anthropological objects. Friends, we have some museums in India which especially focus on archaeological collection. Therefore, they are often termed as archaeological museums. Such museums mostly contain articles from different archaeological sites where archaeologists either do exploration or they conduct excavations. Many of them are site museums that are maintained by Archaeological Survey of India. Some important museums of this category are Archaeological Museum at Red Fort, Delhi, Archaeological Museum of Bodh Gaya, Archaeological Museum of Nalanda, Archaeological Museum of Sanchi, Khajuraho, Gwalior, Mathura and Sarnath. These all are museums of great interest for tourists because they have collected and displayed important objects of historical cities. We have art museums. These museums mostly possess works of art which include sculptures, paintings and terracotta artworks. Apart from that, we have craft museum which exhibit the skills as well as objects of the craftsmen of India, National Crafts Museum in Pragati Maidan, at Pragati Maidan, New Delhi is most prominent example of it. We have children museums too, Bal Bhavan and International Dolls Museum in Delhi are two such examples. We have Defense Museum established by the different sections of Indian Army are there in Delhi and at different other places. National Defence Academy Museum of Pune, Air Force Museum at Palam, New Delhi are some of the very important examples. Apart from that, we have Personalia Museum that depict and portray the history of great personality of India. For example, we have Gandhi Memorial Museum and Nehru Memorial Museum in Delhi. We have natural museums that have collected and displayed the eco-facts, minerals and geologically significant objects. National Museum of Natural History is a very important example of this category. Science and Technology Museum is at another category. Central Museum Pilani, Visvesvaraya Museum Bangalore, Rail and Transport Museum of Delhi, they fall under the category of Science and Technology Museum. We have specialized museums also like Calico Museum at Ahmedabad and Utensil Museum also at Ahmedabad in Gujarat. These are two very important museums that deal with utensils. With all these words, I conclude this lecture. Thank you very much.